Alright, so I'm back, and today we are going to take a look at the Transformers Prime RID Deadend. This is a repaint and slight retool of the Wheeljack mold. I don't have the Wheeljack mold anymore because I sold all my Prime figures. I wasn't planning on getting any of these guys anymore, but it was a freebie on TF Source for the source points, so I was like, yeah, why not? So yeah, he's the car rolls. I really like the color scheme on this thing. This orange and these greens and the yellow just really stand out. With all this, especially with all this dark gray on the sides, it really makes this section pop. And that Decepticon logo just looks awesome in that bright green. I actually really like this. I think it's a really cool looking little race car. But let's get it into robot mode and see how the robot mode does. So first thing you want to do is pull the swords off. Set those off to the side. You want to just kind of give it a good pull at the waist. And then you can take these arms and move them out. Split it right here and rotate this around. This will slide down and around, and the foot will fold down, rotate forward, and do the same thing over here. Around, around, or down, and then around. Foot forward, rotate the legs forward. This piece will come down like so. These pieces will come up, and you rotate the arm around. You pull this section here down like this, and then this will pull out and then around, and that will form his forearm. So again, just pull this out, around, back in, hand comes out, this section comes up, this whole thing comes down like this. And then you can take these little knee pads and pull them out a little bit. And then you take this section down, and then this piece will fold up in. This will come down, and just kind of clips together. Once you have everything all lined up properly. And then you can take these pieces here and just fold them back like you did with Wheeljack. You don't have to do it because it's not Wheeljack. And you can take the swords and just plug them into his hands. And there you go. He's really cool looking. I really like this coloration. I really like the look of the figure. I always like the Wheeljack mold. And most importantly, I love this face sculpt. Come on, focus. There you go. I absolutely love that. He looks like he's like either in just this battle mode scream or maybe unbearable pain type scream, and it glows really well when you get the light into it. He just looks awesome and mean and just intimidating. Posability, his head is on a, see, that's a ball joint, so it goes up, down, around. Pretty decent range of motion there. Shoulders are also on ball joints and swivels and hinges, so it goes all the way around. Bends at the elbow. He also has a bend up at the shoulder too, so you can get good range of motion on that. Hand is on a swivel and a ball joint, so good range of motion there, although it does get hindered by a lot of things when he's holding the sword. Nothing at the waist. Hips are on ball joints. It's got a swivel at the thigh, bends at the knee, and the foot is on a ball joint on the side, so it does get a really good range of motion there. So, for size comparison, here he is next to Seeker Mold. He's just about the same height, although he does look like he's got a little bit more bulk to him for the robot, where Starscream's got more wingspan. And here he is next to the Hercules figure. So you see how he stacks up there. Again, dwarfed by Hercules. So all in all, I mean, I really like this figure. I do. It's a Transformers Prime figure though, and that's my hesitance on recommending him. Well, I mean, if you're a fan of that style, I would say pick him up. If you're a completist, pick him up. If you just like this mold and the look of it, and you like obscure figures, get him. But for the most part, I would recommend him at a discount price. I mean, I got him for a freebie, and I'm very happy with that. So I would not pay full retail. I'd check Big Lots, stores like that, see if they have them there for $8 or whatever. Definitely would pick them up for $8. But 14 or whatever they were selling them for, 14, 15, 16. I don't think so. Because he's so obscure and he doesn't fit in the classics line very well. That's the only reason why I say that. Overall, I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. I really like this figure. I think he's really cool. I just think that he has a very small group of people that would enjoy it. Because he wasn't in the cartoon, so if you collect just for the cartoon, you wouldn't need this figure. And he's not a really known character, even though he uses Deadend as his name. This is clearly not Deadend. Deadend was red, I think. Yeah, Deadend was a red car, not an orange and neon green car. So he's not Deadend. There's no question there. He just uses the name, just like Breakdown had color scheme right, but wrong vehicle mode and personality. Anyway, so yeah, I give him a 9 out of 10, despite the fact that he's not a very known character, and I think that's unfortunate. I think people like him should have been in the show. I mean, one thing I would have done if I were in charge of the show is I would have put him in the show. And instead of calling him Deadend, I would have called him Makeshift. Because if you remember the episode when Wheeljack first came in, he got kidnapped by the Decepticons, and the Decepticon known as Makeshift, who can change into other modes, or other Transformers, took his place. And I think that would have been really cool, because at the end of the episode, and spoiler alert, Wheeljack put a bomb on him, and then when he got back on the Decepticon ship, he exploded. I think it would have been cool if maybe he got permanently stuck in the Wheeljack Wheeljack look, and was able to change its head out, but and then maybe repainted himself. I think that would have been cool. I think that would have been very awesome to see a Decepticon with Wheeljack body mold, and maybe crazed a little bit because he used to be so awesome and everybody loved him because he could be that good at sneaking around, but now he can't. So instead of trying to sneak around, he becomes just super flashy with all these bright colors and just becomes like a Decepticon berserker. That's what I think would have been cool. I know I put way too much thought into that, but I think that would have been awesome. And I think I really wish they would have done that, because especially since they already had the CGI for Wheeljack, And I know that it costs money to make a new CGI character, but I don't think it'll cost much money to reuse a CGI character. That's why in the Beast Wars, Wolffang was supposed to be the first Maximal to come out of the stasis pods. But instead, at the last minute, they decided to go with Tigatron. And they used his same personality and all that, but they used the Cheetor CGI model and just tweaked it a little bit to make Tigatron, and that was because they were trying to cut costs there. So, I know that's what they do, what they can do. I think it would have been cool to do that. One of the things I thought Prime was missing was a lack of real Decepticon cast members. We saw. I'm getting way off track here. But I just think they should have added more real cast and crew to the Decepticon ranks, as opposed to just expendable troops that they kept adding in. So, that being said, he's a great figure, great toy. I like him. He just has a really hard time finding a good home, I think. So, for him, he's probably going to go on one of my other shelves for a while, and then, I don't know. He just doesn't quite fit what I'm building. So I don't know if I'll keep him forever, but I will keep him for a while, because I do enjoy looking at him. I really like that head sculpt. But anyway, Transformers Prime, RID, Dead End.